Okay, so imagine this for a second. Imagine trying to understand a planet where almost everything important, every major drama happens totally out of sight, in this cold, dark world miles under your feet. That's really the challenge that David Attenborough decided to take on, isn't it? Turning that invisible 70% of our world into something real, something you can actually see and connect with.
Exactly. And that's what we want to give you today, an audio overview of that vision. We've distilled the essential insights from his Blue Planet projects. And it's such an urgent story because really it changes how we see everything, our planet and our own role in its survival.
Right. So let's start with that first big idea, the sheer scale of it all. Attenborough really insists on this idea of one ocean, not separate seas. I mean, we all know coral reefs are important, but there's a statistic that just drives that point home, right? It
Right.
connects everything.
That's the sheer density of life. It's what the sources keep coming back to. You have these coral reefs, which look so local, so small, and yet they hold nearly a quarter of all known marine species. A
Mm.
quarter, so that means they're completely tied to everything else. The currents, the temperature, the nutrients, everything.
And we see that connection in things like the huge sardine run off South Africa, right? That's not just a spectacle for sharks and dolphins.
Oh, not at all. What's so fascinating is that it isn't just a biological event. It's like a global engine. If you disrupt just one tiny link in that chain, say, the industrial fishing of herring or anchovies,
Which are used for like fish feed and things.
exactly, that one action sends this ripple of vulnerability across the entire ocean. It affects everything from seabirds to the biggest whales. And suddenly it's a very real lesson in systems thinking and who controls these resources.
Okay, so if that's the big global system, let's talk about the other end of the scale, the extremes. I mean, it's just humbling to realize that the largest animal migration on Earth happens literally right under our boats every single night, and we're just completely unaware of it.
That migration is astounding. It's a vertical journey, thousands of feet up and down every day.
Hmm.
And these creatures have evolved under just immense pressure, total darkness. Attenborough loves focusing on these specializations like the life around hot thermal vent.
Right, where there's no sunlight at all.
None. They live entirely on chemical reactions.
Yeah.
Chemosynthesis,
It's life at the edge of the impossible.
precisely. And if life can be that creative, it really raises a difficult question for us, doesn't it? What are the limits of what these ecosystems can actually absorb from human pressure?
Yeah.
Because the deep ocean isn't a blank slate. It's this fragile, slow-growing world that things like deep-sea mining could just shatter.
And we wouldn't even know about any of this without the technology. Blue Planet Second was, it was all about the tech, wasn't it? The deep diving subs, the new cameras. Wait, you mentioned a tool using fish. How did that footage change things?
That small detail was huge. They captured this Asian sheep's head wrasse using a rock as an anvil to smash open a clam.
No.
Yeah. And it just completely challenged our old ideas about fish intelligence.
Yeah.
By extending our senses into these places, technology basically removes our excuses. We can't claim ignorance anymore.
Right. So you go from thinking, something conceptually like, coral bleaching is bad, to seeing it happen on screen with shocking speed, or
Mhm.
seeing coasts just choked with plastic. It becomes undeniable.
Undeniable is the word. So the question is, once a society can see that damage so clearly, is not knowing still an ethical defense? Attenborough's work basically proves that humans are a geological force now. Ignorance is no longer an option.
So we've got the sheer scale of the one ocean, the incredible adaptability of life, and the undeniable impact we're having. I guess the ultimate message is pretty clear. Our blue planet it's in our hands. We're now co-authors of the ocean story. We can reshape it for better or for worse.
And that leaves you with the key dilemma, the moral responsibility. What would a just relationship with the ocean even look like? And who gets to decide? Is it just the coastal communities? Or do we have to include future generations? What about the non-human life itself that we can now see in such detail? That's the challenge that stays with you long after the credits roll.